It's time to watch the right wing in Arizona with Arizona Right Wing Watch.
Boom, we're doing it. We're watching Arizona with Haley from Arizona Right Wing Watch. Actually, she is Arizona Right Wing Watch. She is all consuming. She is much like the ocean consuming that submarine, which is all anyone's talking about now. And apparently there was a Rothschild on the board of the submarine company now. So QAnon's all hot and bothered over that. They're just like, oh, baby, Rothschild's involved. Yes, we're so happy.
Shout out the ocean.
Way to go, ocean. You're terrifying and evil, and people spending $250,000 to try to traverse your depths in unregulated submarines. Probably suboptimal. Probably could have done better things with that money than putting yourself into a death trap and then finding oblivion's cold embrace. So
I can't think of like a worse anxiety than being trapped in a submarine with 4 dudes who you have to share a toilet with, and like you got a controller that don't work, and you're dying.
Well, from all the reporting that we're getting now, they were killed instantly.
Yeah, it was
Yep, just kabloomy.
They were goo pretty quick.
Yep, not
Which
great.
I guess is the best way to go.
Oh, you didn't even know it. You have no idea. You're just like, boom. You're like, hey, well, why is that buzzer going off? And then wham, just that's that. So yeah.
What was that boom?
Yep, pretty much. Yeah.
Anyway.
So anyways, you'll hear more about that in next week's regular pod with Sergeant L. We'll be talking about the dumb sub and the new and improved conspiracy theories that have formed around it. But today is time to talk about the magic of Arizona, America's most pilled state.
Yeah, so like there's orca attacks going on, you know? We had a bear attack. Did you hear?
No, I did not hear about the bear attack.
There was this is only the second bear attack in recorded history in Arizona that's like this, just unprompted.
Yeah.
Just like the sea, the bears are also attacking. He ate a guy. Like he went into a camp and an older guy was just sipping his morning coffee, and the bear just started eating him. And then his friends found him getting dragged like 60 feet away, and then he was eaten. His friend was eaten.
As well he should have been. Fuck that guy. Hey, I want to make this clear. I am pro bear and I am pro orca. So
yeah, we respect our new animal overlords.
Yeah, if the animals wish to rebel and topple humanity, I will sell humanity out very much. Fuck you, humans. You have failed everybody, and it is time for the animals to rise up and take what is rightfully theirs. So what I was going to mention real quick before we get into the rest of this is that it's really funny that like Arizona is the most pilled state in the nation, yet Biden won it. It is just so bizarre that this is a thing. I just don't understand how this could have happened, where it's like you have this state that's trending blue, trending liberal, and yet the conservatives are nuts. The conservatives are just absolutely batshit insane.
Yeah, and Biden won Maricopa, which is like our main city. There's well over 1 million voters there.
Yep.
And yeah, it's more like, it's not, I wouldn't say liberal. It's pretty 50-50, but yeah, it went for Biden. If you can't win Arizona without Maricopa, and he got Maricopa. We also have like a couple other blue areas, but like our red spots in Arizona is vast, and you know how it is sometimes.
Oh, I think I do, yeah. But yeah, so it's really just funny that we don't hear this kind of stuff going on in, say, Kansas or Oklahoma or some other places that you would think are the actual, like, just bastions of madness. And yet that's where we're at. That's where we're at in this world, where, holy crap, this swing state that Biden won is the absolute ground zero of just people throwing shit at walls levels of madness. Just absolutely, totally delusional, crazy people. I just can't even. I just don't get how this state can be just chill and sort of mellow in its politics, and yet its politicians are just like, nope, we're just mad. We're just absolutely mad. As someone pointed out on Twitter about Governor Hobbs being good at being a better governor than Lake they said that it feels like Hobbs is vetoing "Let's do the Holocaust again" every week. So that's probably a good thing that she's your governor and not Lake, because Lake would just authorize "Let's do the Holocaust again." Because
there'd be a lot of anti-LGBT legislation that passed, like a lot, and just a lot of shit, a lot of anti-homeless bills, and the Turning Point USA dudes would all be part of her, like governor office. They'd all work for her. She had her team ready before she won, so you knew who it was going to be, and it was like literally all Turning Point USA people.
Oh God!
Which is no, thank you.
Oh,
no, thank you.
Yeah. So, as we deal with the nightmare of this place that is your homeland, your beloved home state, so let's talk about Pride in the Pines. What went on there?
Yeah. So that was my weekend. Actually, it's kind of like what I did. So this weekend was the Pride event in Flagstaff, which is a bit northern Arizona. It's like 3 miles north of Phoenix. There's a college up there, so it is kind of pretty progressive, but it's also next to like a lot of more conservative areas. It's also where Wendy Rogers is up in the Flagstaff area, but again, more like in the Show Low Red area. So it was their like 27th Pride event, but it was going to be their first parade. It was their first parade. They held it. But it was getting like targeted by right-wingers because, first Pride parade, but also because they were having a drag event that was like, all ages. Whatever, all ages drag event.
Yeah.
And on the flyer, it had a big sponsored by Bud Light.
Oh God! Oh.
So like it went super viral on the timeline because they were like, Bud Light's doubling down. Look at this shit. And it's like, this is just a small town Pride. It's Flagstaff isn't as big as Maricopa by far. So it was getting hate from like Turning Point USA people and some more explicit hate groups. And it even reached Fox News. So like everyone's talking about it. Gays Against Groomers posted about it. And
of course, those fucking pricks.
Yeah. And then Wendy Rogers got a hold of it. Because she likes to pretend that she lives up there.
Yep.
And so she posted like the flyer for the event, and she said like, with fucking like alarm emojis. She was like, Flagstaff parents, please report the AZ Office of Tourism and the AZ Lottery, who are jointly sponsoring adult entertainment at an all ages drag show. Push back, all caps, shut it down. Flagstaff residents, please report this as child abuse because it is, and it's inappropriate and dangerous for minors who would be exposed to lurid sexual content and grooming. And then she gives the number for the Arizona Child Protective Service hotline and says to report the event for child abuse.
Oh God.
Yeah. Then a couple days later, she updates it because she's like trying to get this event shut down. And a couple like losers that are trying to run here soon were also like, also jumping on the let's shut this down train.
Yeah.
So people were calling to get it shut down. Wendy Rogers updates a couple days later that she talked to a Flagstaff mom that like convinced them to put age requirements on the show.
Yeah.
And so I went to Pride, and everything went pretty normal. I guess there was some Proud Boys like walking around inside the actual event, but they didn't do anything. And then
Yeah.
The actual event that was going to hold the drag show was getting like a bunch of phone calls because of, you know, people like Wendy Rogers and Fox News and Gays Against Groomers and Turning Point USA. So yeah, they even posted that they were getting threats and there was going to be like security at the door. And there was this dude that was protesting the event like all day, dressed like a shaman, but not cute. He wasn't Jacob Chansley.
Yeah.
It's just like, I guess like white guy appropriating shamanism, and conveniently using like a lot of white supremacist symbols, is like a type of dude now, you know? He's just a type of guy. Cause he had like a sun swastika right on his chest.
Yeah.
And he had a sign about sterilize, like how autistic kids are being sterilized.
Oh God.
And he was just wearing a ridiculous shaman outfit, and he had like a flute and everything. So anyway, I guess shaman guys, weird shaman guys, are just now a thing that we have to deal with.
I just like the fact that like that the one clown like took that aesthetic, and now people are just like, yeah, this is a good thing. This is a thing we should do.
Yeah, this is like my look now.
Yeah, I think this should be what we want us. More people should try to present themselves as a shaman. If these people would just, I don't know, like stop rioting and do bad stuff and just stick to ripping people off by tarot card readings and shit, that would be just so much better.
I know, we have Sedona. Just go up there and be weird, but like you don't have to harass people and be weird. Because he got himself kicked out of the actual drag event. He bought like tickets and then got himself kicked out because he was harassing people. And it's like,
of course,
you can just be normal. But anyway, besides that, Pride was really pretty fun actually, and they had their first parade, which was nice. And it is just very funny because I was just walking around the town, that like Wendy Rogers was acting like like, oh, we're not gonna have this in my town, you know, there's no gay acceptance here. And it's like, it's a pretty progressive area, and literally every fucking building had a pride flag hanging from it. Like, it seems like they're pretty into it. So anyway, that was my weekend kind of update / what happened there.
This reminds me of the fucking the assholes that were trying to boycott the Dodgers Pride Day event at their stadium, and there was a twofer because they were mad about the Pride Day, and they were also mad that the Dodgers are allowing or embracing the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence.
Yeah.
And that just makes these right wingers all so super mad. And they were posting photos of the stadium, and they're like, "Oh, look, it's empty because the boycott's working." And then people were like, "No, that's before the game. The actual game had a higher attendance than the average game in baseball that night. So no one cared about your dumb protest. No one gives a shit about all your complaining. Fuck off, you stupid whiny bigots. You're just..."
Yeah, the Diamondbacks did the same thing. They like I think they just had the big logo rainbow and just said like, "What's up, gays?"
What's up, gays?
But yeah, people were freaking out here, like, how dare they do that? Like, they donate to Lauren Boebert, and it's like, it's just like a whatever. It's just like, you know, what up, gays?
Yeah.
Buy our tickets, please. But yeah, people were fucking pissed here. Anyway, happy Pride Month, everybody.
Yeah. The Diamondbacks also have their alternate jerseys that like where they have serpentines on the chest, so that's a shout out to their Hispanic followers.
We also have Los Suns. What up?
Oh yeah, the Suns, but Los for Spanish.
Yep.
So sorry that we have we have non-white appreciation days that make these white bigots so angry and sad. It's like, no. So our next topic of discussion is listed as Conradson versus Data Guru. So
His name
I know
is Conradson.
Conradson.
It's the most Scottsdale name you could. Jordan Conradson. You know, it's like the most Scottsdale name you could possibly have.
What makes a name a Scottsdale name?
Fancy. It's a fancy boy name.
It's a fancy boy name.
Yeah.
Yep.
But anyway, Jordan Conradson is our local Gateway Pundit writer.
Yeah.
You know, Gateway Pundit.
Yeah.
Jim Hoff's.
Oh, God.
I don't know even what you would call it. It's like Jim ad
Hoff
swamp.
Yeah. Jim Hoff, the dumbest man on the internet, as they call him, which he deserves. You think? Yes.
I think Jordan Conradson might be a little dumber.
I don't doubt it, but the Gateway Pundit is so desperate to just fucking post any amount of bullshit. There's no story too evidence-free and obviously disprovable that he will not post on his website, because that's his job.
That's why they hired Jordan. So Jordan Conradson he was hired there as a teenager, literally. He got hired there when he was like 19.
Yeah.
And he's kind of part of like the Lake entourage, and he serves as like he pretends he's like a real journalist, but he just writes bullshit lies that's back like every bullshit lie that the Carrie Lake campaign put out and now is still putting out. She literally, I fucking see him everywhere, and she kind of snaps at him like, Jordan, come on, Jordan. And then when she does her fucking bullshit like press conferences, she always calls on him first, as if she's like, who am I going to call on first? Jordan? You know, because he's going to ask his question. Oh, so we have to pretend like this is a real journalist here, because he sued to basically always be in the press pools. You know, they tried to kick him out of like an actual like kind of press pool meeting at the election tabulation center, and he was like, you're not kicking me out of this shit, I'm fucking suing with that Jim Hoff money.
God.
So now he kind of like has to be everywhere or else they'll sue. So everybody just kind of has to put up with him. He was at the Cyber Symposium. Is that what it was called?
Mike Lindell's event. Yes.
Yeah, Mike Lindell's event. So he's okay. This is his personality. So he was at the Mike Lindell Symposium event, and it's like, this is an event that's friendly towards him, and he was being like aggressively abusive towards a female reporter, that he got his ass kicked out of the Cyber Symposium. And then he back at a Trump rally, there was a woman named who used to be a legislator here, named Michelle Ugenti-Rita, and she got booed on stage and like literally had to run off. Do you remember that at all?
No, I do not. Why?
It was very funny. But as soon as she ran off stage, Jordan was like right there, like trying to interview her, and she's like, go away. And she like goes into the private back room, and he went back there, and she had his ass arrested. She's like, had the cops take him away. And he's also been like kind of really aggressive towards Katie Hobbs, where he's had to be taken away. And then he literally actually was arrested for beating his girlfriend.
Oh, knocked me over with a feather, because everything you had said to build up to that point had made it seem like he totally respected women and was absolutely like just a good guy and totally not a raging weirdo misogynist.
Yeah. It was like, I don't know what the deal is, because I heard he beat her pretty good. I've read the police report, and it says like he broke furniture and like, yeah, beat her. But I talked to some people that know him personally during that time, and they said like the report was not as descriptive as what happened to her. But I don't think it's like moving forward, because I still see them together at events, which just kind of really bums me out.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
But anyway, so that's Jordan Conradson. He writes for the Gateway Pundit. And like you said, they just report bullshit, and that's all he writes is bullshit. It's just like, at this point, like, there's media, there's people in the local media here whose job it is just to basically, like, discredit everything that this guy's publishing. And during, like, a lot of the, like, Lake Kraken lawsuits, a lot of the, like, articles that would float around during that time that was like, oh, Lake proves the election was stolen, it was literally just Gateway Pundit articles by this guy, because he, again, was kind of the guy helping to boost out that disinformation during like the Cyber Ninja audit, and then the Carrie Lake, post-election lawsuits. But anyway, that's him. So he's got like beef with this actual journalist that we have here, and he's do you know Data Guru on the timeline?
Yes, I do. I know the Data Guru.
Real name Garrett Archer. He works for ABC 15. He's like an election, like he's the senior election analyst. That's what his like job title is. He used to work for the Secretary of State. Like he's like the numbers guy. And I don't mean like he puts out bullshit polls. He's like, oh, this, I'm predicting that Carrie Lake's gonna, win by 1,000 points. He kind of like tweets live as it's happening, like, oh, a big ballot dump is coming in. Numbers in. He's famous for saying like Maricopa incoming. People know him for that. Yeah.
I'm well aware of Maricopa incoming. Yeah.
He's actually very smart and knows what the fuck he's talking about when it comes to like the election and data and all that shit, like the processes of elections. He's super involved and knowledgeable. So you'll see him on the timeline a lot when these people are posting their bullshit, kind of like quote tweeting him like, here's why you're wrong and exactly why you're wrong. And like, he's that guy. So anyway, he got into it with Conradson on the timeline. And they were just, talking about the Carrie Lake stuff still. And Jordan Conradson posted some images of people's mail-in ballot signatures, which is a crime. Because he was like trying to prove like, oh, prove this, Data Guru, like these don't match up. Prove that. Boom. Crime. Because Carrie Lake keeps doing this. Like, this was we all knew here in Arizona. We knew it was a crime because Carrie Lake and her War Room account have been posting the ballot signatures illegally. Yep. But if the War Room, people don't know who runs it, even though it's pretty obvious who runs it. But so they can't like, sue a anonymous account. They can't for elections crimes. But Jordan Conradson is doing it on his fucking account under his name. So yeah, he was posting signatures and being like really pompous about it. He was like, "Oh, I'm allowed to do it because I'm the media." And And Data Guru's like, you're posting crimes. You're posting illegal. These are illegal. And Jordan Conradson replied back like, why don't you call the cops, you Karen? And Data Guru like quote tweets him like, I've been informed that the police, the law enforcement is already aware of this matter. So he's in a little bit of trouble, and he still thinks he's not in trouble. He keeps like fucking posting on the timeline like like he was correct in this little Twitter beef that they had, and like he keeps posting the signatures because he's written like a Gateway Pundit story about the beef, and like he posted the fucking signatures as the main photo, like, so he's just committing crime after crime after crime. So that'll be funny to watch the fallout of that, because I don't like him.
I would think not. He seems awful and bad.
He's a little abusive, but anyway.
Yeah, just a touch. Oh, God, it's really depressing that people will think to themselves, man, this QAnon stuff is crazy. And yes, it is, but you're missing the point that the right wing has created this infrastructure for this kind of bullshit and disinformation peddling for forever. That QAnon is just the tip of the iceberg when you get into this shit. And because the people that are into that shit, they can go to Gateway Pundit and Breitbart and all these other right-wing lying shit sites that are just going to pump confirmation bias into their damaged little brains and keep them going. And it's so insidious, and it's so omnipresent, because all Fox News is the sanitized mainstream version of all this shit. Like, this shit goes from QAnon to like Gateway Pundit to OAN and Newsmax, and then Fox News like separates the wheat from the chaff and prints only the best disinformation, the best smears, and all that kind of stuff. And it's just so sickening that this is where we're at, that you have this literal alternate reality that's been built for conservatives and Republicans in America. And there's nothing like this on the left. There's no alternate reality that exists for a liberal to deny everything inside of. To be like, I don't want to live in the real world. I want to live in the world where everything is the way I imagined it to be. So boom, there I am. Beautiful liberal utopia world. I'm now in it. I'm going to turn on my TV and just have people parrot back to me that I am a smart person with a big crinkly brain and everything's going great. And being a liberal is awesome. Just, it's wild. It's so funny listening to these QAnon people be like, oh, you triggered little snowflake in your little bubble that you live in. It's like, no, I'm not in the bubble. You, good sir, you are the bubble. You are the bubbler. So the next headline I see here is changes in the AZ leg. Oh, no. So what bad things have happened in the Arizona legislature that have made you literally, in all capital letters, declare, oh, no?
Well, a lot of politicians, I feel like, are kind of just in it to like move up. They're just a move up. It's a career thing. So we have a lot of changes going on right now. A lot of Democrats have quit to move up in the world. One is quitting to pursue higher education, that's noble.
I like how you were like, that's noble.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Good. Get some smarts. We need some more smarts in the Arizona Ledge. But
yeah.
I don't know why this guy's quitting. Steve Kaiser, he serves in the state Senate. He's just like, see ya, deleting my Twitter. I'm out of here. I guess people want to present him more as like a moderate Republican, but whatever. I don't agree with that. But
There is no such thing as a moderate Republican.
I know, and this guy introduced like such shitty like culture war-y, like I hate whoever today bullshit. So I don't like him. But anyway, I guess people, I don't know why he's considered more of the moderate here. But anyway, he's got some replacements so it's going to work similar to how Liz Harris, who was recently yeeted out.
Yeah. Is that a political term? Yeeted out?
Yeah. Liz Harris was yeeted out by her fellow legislator. So yeah, the way that it worked with her and will work with Steve Kaiser is that the Maricopa Board of Supervisors just picks the replacement out of the three that like the precinct committeemen vote in in that area. So like the names that I'm hearing, boom boom, Josh Barnett is one of them, who is a hilarious human being. He's our resident, I call him our resident like he's like our resident bad legal takes guy. He's always on bad legal takes repeatedly. Cause he's like he owns a gym here. He's super buff and roided out. He's got
that Tom Fitton legal expertise, just having the too tight shirt and the big guns.
Yeah, that's how everybody compares him. That's what. Yeah, and he's also a sovereign citizen.
Oh, then obviously his legal takes are fucking incredibly on point.
Oh yeah, he's great. He held this sovereign citizen, like you pay $50 and you get like some sovereign citizen advice from him. And this guy here that he's always kind of like teaming up with, who also does like sovereign citizen stuff, but a lot of like CPS specific scams, like, hey ladies, pay me and I'll get you your kid back, kind of scam.
Yeah.
And Rob Schneider.
Oh God.
So they did like a little $50 Telegram group SovCit seminar together once, and when I posted about that, Rob Schneider fucking blocked me.
Oh God.
Yeah, he lives here now, and he was like big into the Carrie Lake thing. He was like kind of doing stuff with her.
Yeah, there's a casino I go to every so often when I don't want to be in Encore, and they now have comedians popping by, and Rob Schneider's going there. I could actually go to a Rob Schneider show.
Like, oh man, yeah, he does shows here a lot because he moved here during COVID because he was like, commie California is being commie California. I'm gonna go to Arizona. We get all the best people. And yeah, he actually Josh Barnett is my he's my what do you call it? He's my banner on Blue Sky.
Oh yeah, oh God, Josh Barnett.
Yeah, because he tweeted about me that I'm too stupid to comprehend basic constitutional principles and maxims of law, SovCit, to clearly show how and why we can nullify 2020. Their left-wing ignorance and cognitive dissonance will be defeated in 2022. That's my favorite thing anyone's ever tweeted about me. So it's my banner.
My enemies have never said anything nearly as cool about me.
You will be defeated.
Oh God. Yeah, it's like Amanda, how she has all those fucking negative reviews of her as her Twitter bio. I mean, yeah. All my opponents, all my enemies do is call me porker and explain to me that I am fat, and I'm just like, oh yeah, you got me.
I'll write something mean about you.
That doesn't count. And it's like you have not disproven my arguments or stated the validity of Q. You've just called me overweight. Combobulations. You've done it. You've won. You are truly the greatest. Actually, the one thing that I remember, the thing that made me laugh the most as a negative comment from someone was someone responded to one of my photos of Shirley Manson by saying that's supposed to be a woman or something to that effect, and I was like, oh, it took so long. I've been on Twitter for like it was like almost like 3 or 4 years at that point. And I'm like, and it took that long for someone to finally accuse Shirley Manson of being a dude. I mean, given the fact that these people have such crippling brain worms, I was like, how has this not happened already? It's just wild. And then a bunch of people started like obviously dogpiling and laughing at that guy. But then one person was like, Shirley Manson, son, the son of a man. It's all in front of you, bro. Why aren't you seeing it? They're throwing it in your face.
It's right there.
It's right there. It's right there. Just read the comms, learn the decodes, whatever. I mean, oh God, man, I don't think she's famous enough for it, but I will never forget the transvestigation into Charlize Theron, where literally they're going over photos of her in a bikini and they're explaining how she's a dude, and it's like, it's really, really, dude, like, what is wrong with you? Why is your brain so broken that like, this is where you're at? I just don't understand how these people are. I don't know if I'll be able to find that comic, but I'll have to send you a picture of it if I can, of the guy, just the cartoon character, just depressingly saying, "Yeah, I'm just, man, just good Lord." So, you have been attacked by Josh Burnett because he is a giant dumb ex-MMA fighter who now wants to be a pilled politician.
Yeah, he's run quite a few times. He always gets third. So, he's doing real good here. He will not get I don't think they'll pick him. There's a guy named Christian Lamar that I've heard his name's getting floating around. He's not important, but they won't pick him either. The one who I think is going to get it is a woman named Marissa, not Melissa, Marissa Hamilton. Now, this woman is, she's a lot. I don't even know where to begin with Marissa. She is, she's got some interesting pants. She wears a lot of interesting, like Lululemon ass, but American flag, Lululemon ass patterns.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But she is how Carrie Lake recently was like, we're doing a ballot chasing campaign.
Yep.
The thing we should have done a long time ago. But Carrie's like, I'm too busy literally living at Mar-a-Lago that Marissa's gonna do it. So Marissa's in charge of that, and she's also just this super involved, like, kind of grassroots, organizer here. Like, she's just got her hand in everything. I think she does something literally every single day. Like, she's got just like civics kind of classes for old ladies at, like a IHOP, and then, helping Carrie Lake, and she's just all over the place. But she's also, friendly with like the AZ Patriots, quote unquote AZ Patriots, who is like a militia here. And she's just a little odd. She used to be kind of like, oh, I'm a libertarian. I think she ran for governor. No, she ran for mayor back when Katie Hobbs was mayor. She ran against her as a libertarian. She did not win, obviously, or even get remotely close. And I think that might have been the time when she did this like protest in the street and got arrested because she wouldn't move out of the street. And then she claimed later that she was doing it to prove how bad the jail conditions are here or something. She's just an odd little bird, you know?
She's a weird duck, let me tell you, sir.
She is. She's an odd duck. So I think she's the one that she was always destined to eventually get a seat here. I think she's just so involved. It's just not going to be fun when she gets the seat. And then the other big change that's kind of happening possibly here is that so in Cochise County, which is not Maricopa County,
yep.
There's a lot of rumblings going on over there because, Stop the Steal never really ended. And they're just kind of like trying to wedge their way continually into politics to just disrupt it.
Yeah.
And the person currently doing that here is Kelly Townsend, who just lost her seat to Wendy Rogers. Like, she tried to go for Wendy Rogers' seat. She was already a legislator here, but then she got into this beef with Wendy and tried to take her on and lost. She was at Bundy Ranch back in the day, Yeah. Along with Gosar. So she's like kind of part of that group. Also friendly with the militia people here. She was there day fucking one when Biden, it started to go for Biden during the election. She was in the protest that night. And then she tried to pass legislation that was literally like anti-Sharpie Gate legislation. She's a bit kooky.
What was she there with Alex Jones? Was she?
Yep, that was that. She was there that night. Like,
did she get to use Tyranny Crusher? Did she get to shout into his mighty bullhorn?
No, Alex doesn't share the bullhorn.
Tyranny Crusher is a monogamous relationship with Alex.
Oh,
it's good to know.
Yeah. So she is currently doing nothing because she lost to Wendy Rogers. She's like adrenochrome posting on the timeline. She got suspended like last night because she was posting like 4chan-esque, map flag conspiracy nonsense. Like, she claims that the trans flag, which was literally designed by Arizonan who is a U.S. Navy vet, and she's a U.S. Navy vet, so it's just kind of like extra. You're dumb. But yeah, she claims that the trans flag was designed after the pedophile flag.
Oh god,
a thing that's a thing.
That's like a 4chan thing.
Literally, it's like you're just 4chan posting. And she also adrenochrome posts, so she's normal. But yeah, she's trying to be the new Cochise County election manager because it recently cleared out. A lot of positions are clearing out. That's the thing with these people who are trying to disrupt elections is like the positions that are clearing out because they're harassing the fuck out of these people.
Oh yeah. Yep, just trying to slowly rot the infrastructure of the elections from within and then put themselves into those positions of power so they can try to put their thumb on the scale to fuck with the elections.
Yeah. And a lot of them seem to be gaining power, so that's bad.
Yes, that's not great. So our final topic for the evening is Shamp/QAnon/Jan6.
You kind of know about this one.
Yes, I do. I know a bit about Shamp because I was one of your research little gremlins for this article. I capered and pranced. I danced and sang. I did all these magical things because this Shamp person is super pilled and absolutely insane.
Have you seen a legislator so pilled?
Now I have. I mean,
yeah.
Jesus.
So I helped with another article. Yay. this reporter came to me like, yo, I hear that Janae Shamp stormed the Capitol. And some of our listeners may remember Shamp from being the woman who just hosted the Nothing Can Stop What Is Coming medical disinformation event.
Yep.
Because she tried to play it off like, I don't know what QAnon is. I don't know. But she definitely knew. So first part of the story is basically that Shamp stormed the Capitol, and this reporter, he kind of gave me shots of locations where she was, and for like a couple days, me and him just, it's Jared McDonald Evoy, shout out to him, AZ Mirror, everybody read the article. We just kind of like watched a lot of footage from that day, January 6th, if anyone remembers that day.
Did something happen on January 6th? I don't remember.
I don't know. So the spot that she was in was in the like lower West Terrace, where everybody was just trying to cram into that tunnel where a bunch of cops were like kind of trying to hold it off. And then Brian, how do you say his last name? The cop that testified.
I don't remember.
Well,
the only cop I remember is Michael Futon, because he was the guy that got hit with the taser.
That's his name. Sorry. I don't know why I thought it was. That's him. Anyways, that's where he got pulled out.
Aha.
And Taste was in that area. I was just watching so much like raw footage from that area, and there was like blood everywhere. And like people were just smashing whatever they had to like try to get in there and like trying to climb on top of each other. There was people fighting one another, like fellow patriots fighting one another. It was a sad sight. That's where Shamp was. She was like trying to kind of get into that area. She was like off to the right a little bit because everyone was just kind of crowd crushing into that area. And I recognize that scene from just like every documentary about January 6th, because again, that's where, the cop got pulled out, and like, it's also the exact spot where Roseanne Boylan dies, who was the non-Ashley Babbitt woman to die.
Yeah, she got killed by the crush of the crowd.
She actually, the autopsy says that she had a meth overdose, but I'm sure the crowd didn't help.
Oh Jesus! Well, yeah.
And then that actually is truly a heartbreaking moment. Is that like kind of scene, because she has a friend with her that's like crying out to the crowd like, "Please, somebody help me!" And like nobody gives a shit because they're like trying to go kill Pence or whatever. And it's like she was right there. She was in this area. You can see her in the Day of Rage New York Times documentary, actually. The moment that they highlight when Roseanne Boylan is dying. You can see Janae Shamp like right in the background with her fuzzy little American flag hat. She was there with her husband, who was carrying like a fucking big bat or something, like a pipe. I don't know what the fuck he was carrying, but he's not a public figure, so apparently he wasn't as relevant to the piece. I don't know how real journalism works, so I'm mentioning it here now. Her husband was carrying a fucking pipe or some shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then we found some shots of her like, singing "Don't Stop Believin'" before Trump went on, and then she watched Trump. And then she was just kind of stuck in this one spot for like 2 hours at least, where all the action was happening. She didn't make it inside because, again, it was just like too many people trying to make it in there. But like, it's very funny that she immediately was like, "Oh, there's no violence. That was a peaceful day," when it's like there was so much blood in that area, and just like people bashing out the windows right there and like climbing in and out of the windows and like taking furniture out, and then just so many funny videos that I watched. and very funny lines from people.
I just love that you're like, oh, there was so much blood. It was hilarious.
It was just like, there was this one guy I just heard this one guy like, stop filming. It's like, who are you talking? Everyone has their phone out.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just, hey man, you gotta, I watched like a full 12 hours of just like riot footage. You gotta get through it. Also, there was just a guy with a chicken head, like right there the whole time. It's just like, this is so fucking funny. Anyways, she was in that. And obviously she didn't get back to the reporter for comment. But I found her Gab account. It's like a personal one. It says vote for Shamp, so it's fair game, right? Also, it kind of, so I liked that you were just like, because a lot of these memes, so she storms the Capitol, and then she was also posting on Parler before it got deleted. She was like Linwood posting. And she had Where We Go One, Where We Go All in her bio. So,
Oh, yeah.
She's pilled. But then after Parler got deleted, she immediately moved over to Gab. She made her Gab on January 8th. So 2 days after the riot. And her first post was, it was not a riot. So.
Oh, God.
She said it was a protest to stealing our votes and the politicians, justices included, on the Hill refusing to do anything about it. God bless Ashley Babbitt. But yeah, so I did have, when I was going through this, because I was just like building a timeline of everything she posted on Gab until she stopped posting. And some of the shit that I did not fully understand, so I kept coming to you because this lady is, we're gonna say she's a little pilled.
Yeah, just a touch.
So she stormed the Capitol, and then basically just between the time that she stormed the Capitol and like between that and the inauguration, like you described it basically that the QAnon people were just like huffing copium at that time, and she was definitely doing that.
Yeah, I remember that you sent me a bunch of photos of the idea that the layout of Washington, D.C. was like an owl. And there's this like mindset that like that was an Illuminati reference that they had built into the Capitol. And now there was a cage being put around that owl. And that this was the fortifications that were being constructed to handle the inauguration. And a lot of QAnon people were freaking out and claiming that this was actually a prison to trap Biden and the deep state inside of it, and not to keep protesters away from him, but to actually lock him up. And I had seen a lot of QAnon conspiracy theorists talking about how does Biden have the nerve to step into D.C. knowing what awaits him? Is he willing to buy into the trap? And as I had pointed out numerous times, even though, again, all of this was a fantasy, there's nothing in the Constitution that says that you have to take the oath in D.C. If Biden and the deep state were like, oh, shit, D.C.'s a no-go zone, guess I'll just get sworn in at my house in Delaware and be president here, that's fine. And then once I'm sworn in, I'm the president and I can order the military to stand down because of my president powers. I mean, this is what has happened when presidents have died in office and stuff. We have the footage of LBJ being sworn in on Air Force One. You take the oath whenever you take the oath. It's just how this works. And then on top of that, that was one of the things she posted. I don't remember if did she have a post about Harris resigning the Senate seat? Was that one of the things that she had in there as well?
Yeah, that was one of them.
That was a huge thing because Harris ended up not resigning her Senate seat until the 18th. So she was basically out of power for only one full day because she was a senator on the 18th, a private citizen on the 19th, and vice president on the 20th. So like that transition happened then, but a lot of QAnon, that was kind of the end stage copium, was that Harris had not resigned her seat for a long time, and that this was proof that she knew she was never going to be vice president and the election was a lie and all that kind of stuff. I don't think Shamp did this, but I just want to point this out as one of the other cope things that happened very quickly and very aggressively inside of QAnon. Was the election gets called for Biden, and then the media starts posting all the graphics. President-elect Biden, beep, 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 and QAnon just lose their shit because fuck you, the media has no right or ability to say that. And so many QAnon promoters and believers changed their names to President-elect X or whatever.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
Because, like, fuck you, President-elect's a bullshit term. You're only President-elect after the election's certified on January 6th. Blah, blah, blah. And then Biden used the terminology of office of the president-elect to start posting his press releases and his missives to the world. They were not just coming from the Biden campaign now, they were coming from the office of the president-elect. And the best part about this was QAnon was like, that doesn't even exist, it's not even a real thing, fuck you, you piece of shit, ah! The office of the president-elect was actually created by Obama. And you know who maintained the office of the president-elect after Obama? Donald Trump. Donald Trump was riding high, being posting shit from the office of president-elect after he won the 2016 election and before he was sworn in. So this evil tradition that QAnon violently hated was something Trump maintained in between Obama and Biden. Trump was very happy to declare that he was giving his missives from the office of president-elect. And QAnon, I posted this so many times to QAnon, and they just stuck their fingers in their ears and did the la la la, not listening, blah blah blah. Because no, only Biden is bad with his fake office of president-elect. And
yeah.
So
I'm honestly gonna go through some of because I didn't send you everything.
Okay.
And let's see. It basically, once you started to explain that it was just like, oh, they think Biden's gonna be imprisoned when he gets to it kind of like that was obvious what most of these posts became.
Yeah.
Because that was kind of like the central theme was just like he's getting locked up on Inauguration Day.
Right.
As soon as the insurrection happened, like all the military, the Joint Chiefs, all the military dudes, like the Joint Chief of Staff or whatever. I don't fucking know military terms. I think that's right. The Joint Chief of Staff.
Yeah, that is the term.
They all like basically condemned Trump and said like, hey, you fucking did January 6th, bud. Fuck you.
Right. Right.
Shamp posted like that she thought it was another setup because she already thought that January 6th was a setup. She immediately like internalized that it was a Fed setup, even though she was fucking there.
Right.
That's another thing that I thought was funny was that the reactions to the story after it went out was like, number one, because Roseanne Boylan was kind of a key mention in the story because she died right in front of her. People don't give a shit about that lady in the way that they give away shit about Ashley Babbitt. Some people like don't even think there was other people that died that day. They're like Ashley Babbitt was the only one that died that day because she was killed by an officer. So it's like a good martyr story. It's not as fun to show the meth lady,
right?
I guess.
Right. Well, and because the meth lady didn't do anything heroic. Like Ashley Babbitt was trying to like breach one of the last lines of defense between the rioters and the Congress. And
it's just a clean story. Like she got shot, so it's like what a victim, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Exactly.
So I thought that was interesting that there was people responding like, Ashley Babbitt was the only one that died that day.
Yeah.
But a lot of people were also like, that poor woman, she must have been terrified with all those feds around her, psyoping her brain. And I was just like, man, people got some thoughts about January 6th, to say the least.
It's so funny to me that these people are so convinced that the feds were everywhere, and yet they got Ray Epps, and that's it. They got their boy Ray Epps, who is literally not a Fed and was just a moron who said a thing,
said some stuff,
just talked some shit, and now he's being blamed for everything. And beyond him, there's
another hometown hero.
Oh God, I'm sure. Arizona's pride and joy, Ray Epps.
Yeah, not anymore. You got driven out of here after everybody, thought he was a Fed. And literally, Shamp, next post. This is interesting. Our time to protest is over. Job done. Don't be fooled by false flags. Now is the time to wait, watch, and inform. We will be needed to help spread the truth as the information is released. Digital soldiers will need to become the new mainstream media. And then it's a meme of like an FBI agent poking with a stick the like base Chad Wojak guy.
Yeah.
And it says like, come on, go to DC. So like, again, she's already like within days of the insurrection internalized this, like it was a psyop.
Yeah. Oh, it's very funny. I'm going to have to actually go through my timeline and see January 6th and see how QAnon was reacting to it. Because as it was happening, they were very happy. And then once it was obvious it didn't work, the revisionist history became very quick. The Knowledge Fight had a great recap of January 6th, and Alex Jones is on site with Tyranny Crusher and yelling and doing all that stuff. So he has one of his moron flunkies in the studio, and the moron flunky is just like, Patriots have captured the Capitol, DC has fallen, we're fucking doing it, yeah, this is great. And when they finally get a hold of Alex, like 10-15 minutes later, and they're like, Alex, we're conquering the Capitol, it's going great, you can just tell Alex is like, oh no, this is not no, because Alex is the first one to realize that these are big boy crimes. Like what is happening here, this is not going to work. This is going to go bad. And Alex is almost immediately on the Antifa and the plants in the crowd, and you can just feel the joy being drained out of his dumb host's like soul. And then he's like, but Alex, we're beating the deep state, we're winning, it's good. And Alex is like, no, you idiot, no, these are crimes, bad crimes.
It's like, I got enough legal problems. Come on, guys.
I don't care about this shit. I'm just here to sell dick pills and water filters. And Alex is like on the bullhorn, like begging people to like go to a different area of the Capitol where we have a permit to gather. And like, it's really funny how the right wingers slowly process that their conquest of the Congress is not a win. This is not what we hoped it for it to be. This is actually just not great, and it's going, and Alex was like one of the first to catch on that, oh shit, doing this is not good. But because so many of these dumb, like I remember like Kevin Sorbo has like a bunch of tweets where it's like, yeah, fucking take that, we did it. And then by the end of the night he's like, fucking Antifa. And it's just so funny that like they just have that bullshit in them where they were totally thrilled about January 6th and all this stuff, and then immediately afterwards they're like, no. I remember like a couple months later, some guy had a Joker meme where like the host of the talk show before Joker kills him, it says, do you think January 6th was funny? And Joker's like, yes, I do, and I'm tired of pretending I don't. And it's just like every now and then they'll just admit, yeah, we stormed the Capitol and it was great, and I wish we had done better. And that's
Literally.
and that's like
Down they know. That's the thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and there's a few of them. I've seen like a few QAnon promoters be like, if we had actually wanted to conquer the Capitol, we would have brought guns and we would have succeeded. And it's like, oh, so you're saying that like this was a half-assed coup, and that if you'd wanted to coup harder, you would have started like murdering people? Because that's
or sometimes I just hear the mask slip, and they're just like, it was just a really fucking fun day.
Yeah,
you know.
Oh yeah, I mean that's what our boy the Q Shaman's all about now. But well, I did it. I saw the guy who like stole Pelosi's lectern being like, I went to jail for a prank. This is bullshit.
I know.
It's like, no, you went to jail for a crime. You did the crime.
I steal for pranks too.
Yeah. Oh, I steal government property for for funny jokey jokes. Because that's who I am. I'm the jokey guy that steals for jokes. So,
okay,
yeah.
This is so funny. Before I get to the next, Shamp, tweet, gab, whatever they call it over there,
a racism.
Yeah, a Nazi post.
Yes.
She was fucking whining that they were checking bags out of DC for guns. It's like, yeah, lady, did you see what just happened?
So weird. I don't believe it.
But anyway, so okay, here's something you'll recognize some of these ones. So she did post that like the Pentagon military won't hold a traditional farewell for Trump because they were pissed at him. So that was proof that he wasn't really leaving, obviously.
Right.
She posted like this hilarious long video that it starts with "enjoy the show," so it's like, we already know what you're doing, lady. And then it just keeps showing fences around, like fencing and military around the Capitol, to the beat of "In the End" by Linkin Park, but it's a lady singing it. And then at the end, it goes, "Nothing can stop what is coming." So, hey, throwback to that name of the event that she just held at the AZ Capitol that she claimed she didn't know what that meant.
Nope, no idea what you're talking about, even though it's literally on my social media. So weird.
And all the like imagery of the military surrounding the Capitol and the fence is, again, what you explained. Right. It's just implying.
They're going to be arresting Biden any day now. The moment Biden puts his filthy paw on the Bible, a cuff is going to go right on his wrist. Wham! There you go, buddy. Got him.
Got him. This is a disturbing image. Trump is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's like 17. Oh, it's 17 Pepes. It's Trump edited as 17 Pepes. And some of them he's like holding guns and like giving a thumbs up.
Of course.
And then it says, wow, I imagine all these governments falling and elite child rapists dying will be hard to keep up with soon. Purging the earth of evil is no small task. Thank you, God. Thank you, President Trump. Thank you, Q. Thank you, Anons. Hashtag Jesus is Lord. Hashtag best president ever. Hashtag Q. Hashtag Pepe. So this one, you explained to me. I kind of knew this one. But it was like, they kept thinking that like literally every celebrity that died at that time, or like every small government change happening around the world was proof that like the elite was falling, right? That was kind of the copium.
Yeah. I'm trying to. Oh God, what did you just? I'm trying to remember. I don't know.
It was like, oh, this celebrity died. It's proof that the pedophilic cabal is falling. It's proof that Trump's still in office or some shit. I don't fucking know. Everything was just proof that Trump was still in office.
Oh yeah, well any celebrity death is used immediately for that kind of thing. And especially if they can lie about that celebrity death and claim that they died while they were getting ready to shoot a documentary on child trafficking, because they love that line. Yeah.
But the people dying during between the J6 and the inauguration was like proof that the elite was dying because Trump was killing all the pedophile elite or something.
Oh yeah. No, that makes sense. It does.
Yeah, she's posting. You know how Janae Shamp is. She's posting. This one's great. It's the one that you said. It's the one that you explained earlier with the out. It's like DC, but it shows this red outline that's in the shape of an owl, and then outside of that is like a shape of like prison bars,
right?
And then it says when does a bird sing, and it has like a smug Pepe, like a smug Pepe.
Yeah. That was an old Q thing about Nexium and Allison Mack, and how Allison Mack was was basically selling out all the bad people, and that we were going to be saved by that. So they just really loved the idea that she was going to bring down the whole rotten facade of the deep state in Hollywood. Like, and Rachel Chandler was then 100 times bigger than Allison Mack, and that also led to nothing. Yeah. Oh wow. When Does a Bird Sing was actually in the Moloch Q drop. I completely forgot about that. So the Moloch Q drop's one of my favorites, because it contains bullshit about it's such a ridiculous Trump fluffing exercise in bullshit. And then it contains this ridiculous lie inside of it, which says, why didn't HRC give a concession speech? When was the last time a presidential candidate didn't personally give a concession speech? And Hillary, like, the thing is that what Q was actually trying to say, I guess, because again, he's just fucking wrong, was that Hillary didn't concede at 2 a.m. when they finally started calling the election for Trump. Basically, like, John Podesta just came out to the podium and was like, hey, everybody, go home, because, well, we all kind of see where this is going, and it kind of sucks. So catch you later. Sorry, everyone. It's kind of a bummer. And then that morning, like, before noon, Hillary, like, gave a concession speech. She just came out and said, I lost and hope Trump does a good job. Sucks to suck. And that was it. And so I've posted this Q drop and made fun of it, and so many QAnon people were just like, Q meant she didn't concede that night. That's what he was trying to say. And it's like, no, he didn't say that. He literally said, why didn't HRC give a concession speech? And this was because the Q drops are a year after the presidential election. It wasn't like Q was posting this the night of the election. And the other thing that I loved in this thing was that he does a bit of world building where he states that after the election, this is it. Why hours after the election did 7 people travel to an undisclosed location to hold a very private and highly secured, guarded meeting? I just love that little bit of world building. He's never brought it up again. No one ever was like, who were those 7 people? I just love the idea that there's like 7 people that secretly rule the world, and they're like, fuck, Trump won. Quick, call a meeting and make sure it's in a really secure and guarded place. But yeah, so in the, he's just like, in Saudi Arabia here, he says, why again were the arrests made in Saudi Arabia so very important? What strings were immediately cut? Follow the money. When does a bird sing? So I'm guessing he was saying that, like, oh yeah, all those evil deep staters from Saudi Arabia, like, they started confessing as soon as their money dried up. So, like, but he repeated that phrase a few times and went after Allison Mack with it and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, those from the moment they called the election for Biden until January 20th, those were the darkest of times for QAnon. They were just thrashing around, begging for anything to prevent Biden from being sworn in. But spoiler alert, QAnon, nothing could stop what was coming. In this case, it was Joe Biden becoming president.
That's what she meant when she posted the video.
I think I posted that as a fucking zinger. I think I really did that. It's
This one's one of my other favorite ones. Next is because she posted an 8kun thread. Like, how many legislators do we got that posted an 8kun thread? And it's great. It's like you said, they didn't think that Kamala was going to be vice president, because the Senate thing she took a long time. I actually looked it up, and Biden took his sweet ass time resigning as well. And then this also mixes in the ankle brace conspiracy.
Oh yeah, because Biden tripped over his dog, so he had an ankle monitor on for a little while.
An ankle monitor on. Yeah.
He was wearing Biden was wearing the boot for a little while before he changed it.
So she's posting come on, do an emergency broadcast meme, and it's from Neon Revolt. What did you say the emergency broadcast was supposed to be?
That was how Q was going to. That was how the president was going to let everybody know that the deep state was being crushed. That was very early on in QAnon, that Trump was going to use the emergency broadcast system to bypass the mainstream media and get out the word about the martial law and the mass arrests and all that good stuff. But what was very funny about that was that the emergency broadcast system hasn't existed for a long time now. It's the emergency alert system, and you would think that the government agent would figure that out. I mean,
he's not the smartest. Anyway, so she Patriots in Control posted for a while. We went into the U.S. is now a corporation territory for a bit. We got into a lot of sob stuff. And then Biden was inaugurated. And she immediately jumped to the audit, believing in the audit.
Oh yeah. That's how they work.
Yeah.
They can't stop themselves.
Because that was kind of the next trajectory of QAnon copium was
yep.
The election's going to get overturned because of the audit.
Yeah.
But even after the inauguration, she was still there's gallows on the lawn. What's going on with that? She was still holding out hope, She was posting videos. There was a video of Trump where he's on the golf course and he's just I'm not done yet. And she's see, he's coming back.
Oh yeah. Yeah, any day now. Any one day now.
Lots of watch the water and where we go, all posting from this lady.
Yep.
And then this one is great because it's not great. It's awful. It's just this is post January 6th, post inauguration. She posted a meme, a meme image from a QAnon. She posted from an account called Ganny Q Drew, and then it's from a group called QAnon on Gab. And it says,
send me the photo so I can look at it and I can gaze upon it and understand what you're trying to tell me. I can divine these portents and scry through them.
Yeah, this one's good because it's again, after January 6th, lady, you shouldn't be posting this. Twittered it. I'll read it for the audience right now. Yeah. It is every American citizen's duty to defend our republic against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Hopefully we won't need to go to Plan X. But if necessary, we the Patriots are ready to fulfill our duty to take back planet Earth. Where we go one, we go all. And then it's an image of a set of gallows with 3 ropes hanging, and it says, instead of court TV, we need hang 'em high TV, government repair kit. Haha.
Oh yeah. Oh god. They love gallows. They love the idea of killing people. They want to kill people so badly. There's so many photoshops of Hillary Clinton being walked up the gallows. Like they just they want nothing more than to just see their enemies die for their crimes. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
She wanted Pence's head, it seems. Anyway, so audit. She became an audit. Cyber Ninja, copium. She actually volunteered for the audit. If what she says is true, she says she was a volunteer, which is very funny. She was like posting about the Antrim, Michigan report and like just all the post January 6th, post inauguration bullshit, Patrick Burns bullshit. She's super into Michael Flynn, like a lot. So he was involved with a lot of that, so she was super into that.
Yeah.
And then this was her pin post on Gab not long before she went dark. She said that coming home from January 6th is what inspired her to run. She says, many recent events and people have inspired me to step out of my comfort zone as a nurse and run for office. She was a nurse. She got radicalized during COVID and didn't want to take the vaccine. I mean, she was a nut before that, but more radicalized during COVID. And she's still licensed, like she's still registered, but she's not working as a nurse anymore, I think, because it's like she needed to take the vaccine and she was like, not doing that. But anyway, so she says after that, I have done all I can to do otherwise, and more must be done to save our great state of Arizona. Between the prolonged lockdowns ruining countless businesses and the lives and the election fraud that I know will soon be uncovered, so she's still fucking holding out hope. I have been compelled to get involved. I knew on January 7th, on our way home from D.C., that we, the people, must get involved or the corruption is going to destroy our beautiful republic. And then she announces she's running. And then she basically just posts Neon Revolt a few more times. She said she wants to be part of the Frog Caucus, Mike.
Oh my God.
Mike.
The Frog Caucus.
You get it?
The Frog Caucus. Yes, I do. I understand fully. Oh my God. That is holy shit.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I know.
Oh man.
And then she just posts why Anons need to get involved in elections. That's why I think it's kind of like an interesting the mind of Janae Shamp, because it's you see her trajectory of all right, I'm done posting. It's time to start writing laws.
It's time to start effort posting. It's time to start IRL making the Great Awakening happen. Yeah.
And then her final posts were a few pictures of her at the Trump rally on January. Oh, I remember this one. Back in January 20th or 19th, she posted some photos of her and her husband at the rally. The one with the bat.
Yeah.
Or whatever he was holding. But anyway, and then her final post was her saying that she's proud to be running for office. And she closes her account and ends her life as a digital soldier on Gab.
She abandons the digital battlefield for the political battlefield.
Yeah.
Yep,
exactly. Yep. You understand.
Oh, God. I truly... Back in the good old days where you could get a blue check mark for running for office, I wanted to primary one of the shitty Democrats in my area and poll at 5%. You're like, boom, check mark. How you like them apples, bitches? But now that the check mark has lost all value, Elon and everyone else can go fuck themselves. And so, yeah. So our lady Shamp, not great.
No.
One could go so far as to say really bad. So, Yes. So, any other final thoughts, comments, questions, queries, etc., for this week's thrilling episode of Watching the Right Wing in LA, Arizona?
No, there's so much more I could talk about this week, but we'll get to Wendy Rogers posting white supremacist shit next week.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You all have to. We're gonna put a pin in that. Actually, well, God, we should fucking do we should tease people like a 30-minute bonus content. Wendy Rogers and her Rhodesia bullshit. We got to pay $5 for that one, bitches. It's like the bonus QAA episode every week.
Yeah.
No, but no. So yeah.
Next week, everybody.
Next week for free, you'll hear Haley and me talk about Wendy Rogers going just full white nationalist
again.
It's great. So anyhow, as you all know, me and Haley are just two bums banging our tin cups, begging for anyone to throw some change in them. If you'd like to, go to patreon.com/pokerpolitics to give me money, because as Alex Jones likes to say, I need money. Haley, how do people give you money? Sweet, glorious money.
I mean, if you go on Twitter, I have like a link tree, and you can just read all my shit in that. There's like a Patreon. There's a
Substack.
There's a Substack that you can subscribe to. I'm definitely gonna put something out before the end of the month, so don't worry.
I'm worried.
You're worried.
I'm very worried.
And I'm on Blue Sky, which you do not pay for, but you can follow me there.
Sweet. If you don't want to give us two bums money, and God knows that is a possibility, please go to love146.org and donate money to them so they can fight human and child trafficking. I got a spiffy little letter from them. Here it is in my hot little hand. I'm showing it to Haley right now because I gave them money a while ago, and they like to do this all the time. To see a generation free from trafficking. That's what the little stamp on the back says. There you go. So yes, love146.org. And beyond all of that, as always, we'd like to thank Frosty VO for the spiffy little intro to this show that he made specifically for Haley and I.
Thank you.
And of course, DJ Minimal Effort for the universal HellwQrld theme. Maybe one day we'll make an Arizona watching theme exclusively for this show. But right now, much like DJ Minimal Effort, we are way too lazy to do that. So for another successful, as Elle used to say, episode of Watching the Right Wing in Arizona with Arizona Right Wing Watch, I am Mike Rains. Good speed, Patriots.